Yes. Good evening, everyone. Today it is special day for the Seshadripuram Institute of Management Studies. We have a multi-talented personality, Mr. Kishore Jagirdar, with us for the session. He is currently the president for Vision Karnataka Foundation. He is the co-founder, chairperson, and managing director of InfoPace Management Private Limited. He is having 26 years of rich experience in management. Uh, he's his customer includes Microsoft, Tata Sky, Bharti, uh, Telesoft, KPMG, Larsen and Turbo, and the list goes on. They are just an example of his rich experience. He is also an ambassador in numerous competency development centers. He has promoted numerous startups and social micro enterprises beside MSME clusters from past 15 years. He has mentored over 100 startups and he is having the record of incubating over 230 innovations across Karnataka, which is the biggest record. He is also the trustee to the alternate investment fund vehicle as angel fund approved by SEBI. He is having experience in pooling more than 200 plus crore of pool funds for startups. He is member of National Startup Council. He was a chairman for Innovation, Entrepreneurship and Startups Committee. He is a committee member of the innovation initiatives by FKCCI and past president of Rotary Yelahanka. He is a core team member for All India Manufacturing Organization. He is partner and advisor to Atal Innovation Incubation under Niti Aayog. He is also he was also the board of studies at Tumkur University. He is the chief mentor for iPreneur Startup Accelerator. He is mentor for he's a member for, sorry, he's mentor for change, and he is the recipient of various prestigious awards. Few of them are Business Leadership Award that he got in 2015, MSME Business Tycoon Award in 2017, Paul Harris Fellow, Rotary International, uh, Global Assessor for GSS STD Labs from IBM. He is the Principal Assessor for South India Mercedes-Benz, and his profile goes on. As I told you, he is the multi-talented personality. This is just the glimpse. I welcome you for this session, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you
The
very
session
much.
is over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, thank you very much for the nice introduction. And right now here, as I was mentioning, that we have certain schemes and funds that the government is, showcasing it to the youth today. And the institution from Shishadpuram, I got a request that we need to talk about the funds and the government support which is being given. So therefore, let me begin with this, overall background, contextual meaning of what is it for you in terms of the support that you can expect from the government. So as you know, uh, the core idea we have seen in the last 25 years is that economy was driven by foreign direct investments. So that means we were constantly looking at Western countries to come to India and invest in India. So we were always chasing multinational companies, and we were looking at economies from Europe, all these advanced countries, and all to come and invest in India and make India a trade, hub. So now, while that was happening silently, China has become the global factory of manufacturing products and services across the world. And now during the COVID, what has happened, as I had mentioned earlier, all the mistakes that we have done in the past has resulted in the climate change. And climate change means what? We need to really rechange and refocus our way of approach. And we also need to see how we can convert our existing resources into more fundamental benefit to the country, and we cannot anymore depend on foreign direct investment, because all over the world the economies are going through problems because of COVID. So in the current scenario, the Atmanirbhar Bharat, what was introduced about 10 months back, as a strategy by the government of India, was basically to mobilize our own thought process, the young people, the Generation X and the Youngistan of India, to come out with products and services and ideas that can finally result in solving the supply chain problem of the country right now is facing because of China and because of the global demand which has fallen flat. And therefore, how do we create products and services that cannot be dependent on China, but we need to create our own solutions? And from that, how do we enable the students and the campus in the current reality to look at Atmanirbhar Bharat as a way of life? And for that, culture of innovation is required. So to make culture of innovation more and more acceptable and become popular, the Institutional Innovation Council was created to trigger and bring more awareness and changes on the ground. So that's where you are now, that on that premise you are now operating on that platform. We are talking today on how these things have resulted in cumulative benefit for the student community. So therefore, if you are looking for funding, normally when you want to apply for funding, the process has been made smooth. Earlier, the process was that whenever you want funding for a business, you have to pledge some property or pledge something in turn for getting the loan released. But today, if the loan is given on based on your ideas, based on the strength of your capability to convince and selling pitch. No, so there is no collateral required, and there is no surety required, which was earlier a mandatory thing. So today, if you have got a sound idea and a sound business plan, you can always go and get the funding available. And then you also can create prototypes. And when you're developing prototypes, there's a long way to actually come to the point of commercialization, because from the idea to the prototype and prototype testing, from prototype testing to customer acquisition, then customer acquisition to monetization, all this takes a lot of time. So do we just allow the entrepreneurs to just go experiment, explore and get frustrated, or do we create a system which will enable them, make them feel that the accessibility to finance is available on a more trustable manner? So that is where the focus of government schemes and funds came into picture in the last 3 years. So the revolution, radical change is that, unlike to the generation that we were, of the first generation, second generations who went into entrepreneurship, we struggled to raise money, and for us the money raising was biggest problem than the business itself. But today the situation in the last 3 years has been completely altered and made very, very smooth, and funding is accessible. So now when you're applying for fund, you need to have a clarity in your mind. What are the things that you need to highlight? So one is the innovation and the invention research. So this is the full idea, how you overall picture on the pointers that you need to cover when you're trying to explain your idea towards getting the fund acceptance. So then you need to give some background information. Then you need to tell about the people who are involved in this. What is their background? What is your background? Have you onboarded anybody as advisor, or have you taken anybody into the entire game plan, where you are creating awareness of what is the value addition they have to your project? So are they your mentor, your advisor, or they're your technical support in terms of making that project happen? So then comes the purpose or reason for the development. Why are you getting into this? So it has to be clearly explained. What problem are you trying to fix, right? So you need to explain in a very crisp way that in what way do you like to bring. So since most of you are from MCOM and BCom and MBA, so you would probably looking at how you can take a particular invention, product, or an idea and create a very sound marketing plan around it, or how do you make it selling, possible. So while you're looking at all these things, you need to explain. So what is the purpose behind your intention and what problem you're trying to fix here? Then you're talking about the impact and the significance. So who is the beneficiary? Who will be finally benefited by your idea or the solution that you have worked out? Now, if it is a product and you need that to be branded very well, how do you approach it? How do you handle that branding? What market research are you doing? And through that, are you very clear how many people will get benefited by it? There are so many stories that so much money was spent. For example, during the last second wave COVID, there was oxygen shortage, and the government did not know what to do. So what they did, they created so many solutions, and among them they went overboard and allowed donors to come with oxygen cylinders and generators and concentrators. Now today the market is flooded with them, right? So ultimately, what is happening? There are times where oxygen generator plant where people have invested 1 crore, and that is not being used by the hospital because there is not much of demand for oxygen. Hardly about 10 to 12 people will be requiring it, whereas the capacity is for 500 people. Now at the end of the day, what happens in this situation, I have also seen in many places where people have tied goats and cows and all towards the plant where the plant has been installed, and they're not even bothered, and the entire plant is lying waste because it was all through donation. So what happens here is we need to understand the impact and the significance, whether the investment which is being made is really benefiting the beneficiary. They feel that this is really useful, or am I doing it because I feel that I want to do something, or is it because the people want to buy it or accept it because they feel there is value in it. So just because I know how to make idli, I don't make idli and then ask everyone by force to eat idli, right? Because they may not like idli. They may say, I want jalebi or I want dosa, but I will be thinking that by making idli I will sell it. So finally, that you need to take into consideration. Then also you need to look at the bibliography, and then you need to look at the oral presentation, where can you talk about the bibliography is about giving references where you have picked up the sources so that you can be validated research, and then oral presentation will be more of bringing the clarity as to what you have as an idea or a thought. So this I typically describe this just like when you want to when the couple is in love, and there's a boy and a girl and they are in love, and the boy wants to propose to the girl. Now suppose that split second where the boy has to say something as a tagline or something which will express the intensity of his feelings and also convince the girl that he's truly in love. So if you say I love you because of you ooh, and all that stuff, then you have lost that pitch, that pitch point itself. So this is called the elevator pitch. That means in a few seconds or in 1 or 2 minutes, can I bring out the clarity of my idea, make it so clear and crisp that the person who is listening can feel and understand what I'm saying very, very clearly. So with this, I would like to go to the next slide. Now, let's understand the highlights of the government schemes for startups. So one of the prominent one, there are many out there. It might take 2 to 3 days for me to even walk you through the entire thing. So largely, I will take major part of the schemes which are here. Now, Mudra scheme is something that can be applied across to anyone with any kind of stream. Then there are TEPs, TEP fund. Then there is SETU, that is self-employment and talent utilization. Then we have PRISMs, right? This is for startups and MSMEs. Then we have TIFAC, which talks about technology, information, forecasting, and assessment. Then we talk about Department of Science and Technology, DSIR, and there is BIRAC. Now, these are some of the overall picture that I would like to give you. And at the end of it, if you have any questions which are relating to this, you can ask me. So I will run through this. So the first one I would like to cover is the Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana. Now, this Mudra Yojana, there are, as you can see here, there are three types of the category. One is the Shishu, which covers up to 50,000. So that means you walk up to any bank which is trying to disburse the Mudra scheme. So you talk to them, convince them, talk to the manager about the intention, and then how you're going to go about. And there is a corpus fund of 50,000 that they will give you as a loan, and on a very low rate of interest without any collateral security. Then we talk about Kishore. Kishore scheme is about covering from 50,000 up to 5 lakhs. Then we have the Tarun covering up to 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs and up to now they are even willing to give you up to 2 crores. All right. Now, generally the loans up to 10 lakhs is issued by the bank under the MSME category, and here there is no collateral, right? So the collateral part is totally removed, and therefore this much money you can avail from whatever stream of business you want to set up with your educational background. There is no hurdle here, and you can take this money to either buy some raw material, or you set up your business, or maybe it is operational working capital, whatever problems you want or efforts you want to take in that, this is possible. Now you have CGTMSE scheme. Now this is basically major part of this is used by people for raising the money for as a credit guarantee. That means you will be getting a bank guarantee and against which you will be getting the funding, and that funding will be used for low rate of interest towards your building of your business idea. Now, this is largely given for manufacturing and putting up an enterprise which is small, but it is about continuous manufacturing, and based on the orders that you are trying to procure, based on that this funding is given. Then Dairy Enterprise Development Scheme, which is under NABARD. Again here, this is largely dealing with dairy entrepreneurship and animal husbandry and anything to do with integrated farming. That is workable here. So largely people from the rural spaces like farmers, then individual entrepreneurs from smaller towns, then NGOs, companies, groups of organized and unorganized sectors, right, where there can be even individuals, and then self-help groups. Self-help groups need not be only limited to girls or women. Self-help groups can also be only meant for boys or men, and it can be a combination of both. So now, when you're talking about that, then you talk about dairy cooperative societies, milk unions, milk federations, and then an individual will be eligible to also get the various other components. Once you get a small support of fund here, let's say 10 lakhs is given to you. Around that, once you set up your project, you will be getting multiple other benefits based on your project. So it could be another 10 lakhs for your working capital, or another 5 lakhs for some other activity that you want to do, like setting up your website, doing marketing online, or trying to bring a digital format for your business to see that you are able to go worldwide, reach out to your customers. So all that is given. Then Stand Up India. Stand Up India scheme. Normally the bank facilitates from 10 lakhs and it goes up to a larger amount of 1 crore. And then what happens here? Here in the case of STSC kind of borrower, they are talking about where 90% of the fund is given directly, only 10% contribution is looked upon by the people from the lower income group or the below poverty line category. So this enterprise has to be in manufacturing, then it has to be in services or trading sector. And in case of where the business idea is more of a cluster, like 50, 60 people coming together and doing the business. So there they are even talking about giving 50% of the subsidy is given up to 50% if it is a woman and entrepreneur. So therefore, my dear friends, in the current time, that is COVID, post-COVID, lot of emphasis is being given on women entrepreneurship. And for women entrepreneurship, almost every bank is now giving anywhere between 50,000 to 2 crore fund as a support. But of course, you need to have a clear business plan and a idea. Now we are talking about New Age Innovation and Entrepreneurship Development Center. Now, as a part of the Institutional Innovation Council activity, every institution is now being pushed to create their own fund, their own incubation, and in that process, what all products and services that can be created. It doesn't matter whether you are an MBA student or you are an MCOM student or you are from the non-technical stream. You are able to generate this kind of support within the campus, and while you are in the study as a student, you can collaborate with your faculty, and the faculty will be provided the support in this area, where with the faculty you are able to create your own enterprise solution, or you come with an idea that can be given proper support in terms of not only just funding, but also various things like where do you go and register your idea, how do you get patenting done, how do you ensure that you get technology support, or how do you get the market access to that particular product or idea which you have created, then how do you get access to the technical people who are involved in that, who will give you the skill towards that particular thing. For example, right in your campus, we initiated several projects in the last few years. One of that is the Aram Pad. The Aram Pad is now a very popular product which is in the market. Not many people are aware of this because it's a small enterprise which is now growing. As you know, as research becomes more and more clear, we are coming to the idea where products have to be in a circular economy. The meaning of circular economy is that there is nothing as a waste in the ecosystem. This is how we have lived our lives as human beings for thousands of years. But then in the last 80-90 years, we have created so many products which don't have an end of it. That means at the end of it, it does not dissolve into the nature, but becomes a liability to the nature. One of them, as you know, is plastic. Similarly, we have very, very insensitive product which was broadcasted and promoted. Now these are the sanitary napkins for women. If you see, recently there was this movie called Padman which talked about this as a social reform. It talked about how it is produced low cost, effective, and how it created a revolution, radical change for women. And the premise of the storytelling was that that it is saving people from cancer. Right now, you will find the study because we have now, as I was telling, we have moved on from an investment-driven, FDI-driven kind of economy to an innovation-driven economy. Now, the future of the country is in innovation. And whatever we are doing is based on research, and we are not just jumping into things without research. So you have to really make sure that people who are getting who are the beneficiaries of the product or service are really getting benefited, and not something done because of the current trend of fashion, and it will later harm them. So that kind of approach is now being completely discouraged. So when we did a research, we found that sanitary napkins are totally disaster to the environment. They are like a ticking bomb. Why? Because it takes 90 years for sanitary napkin to become it's not a biodegradable thing which happens over quickly, but it is taking 90 years. So every pad which we are throwing in the dustbin has no place to go. It has to be either burnt, which is again creating damage to the climate, and increasing the carbon dioxide emission. And at the same time, even if you throw it in landfill, it takes 90 years. So that means it's a disaster, and not many people know it. So therefore, Aram pad, which is a cloth recyclable mensuration pad, was innovated and started from your campus. All right. Now, this project basically deals with a select community, and they are giving this as a solution. Right. Now, this particular thing was brought together with a combination of both the faculty and the marketing and the branding faculty who had taken assignment in the campus. Along with that, a couple of students who worked on it. And then finally, we identified the beneficiaries who will manufacture it in People Trust. And then the product came into existence. And from then on, now it is constantly in the market. So in this kind of idea, what happens? About 2,000 square feet to 5,000 square feet space, if it is dedicated in the campus itself, to showcase that, and against that you can raise a lot of funding. So here a lot of workshop is given, the support is given. Then actually you are setting up a lab there, and you're setting up all the resources which will help you to create a possibility of taking your business idea to the next level. Then we have the Nidhi Startup Fund. Now, Nidhi Startup is basically towards acceleration. Now, what does Nidhi Fund largely deal with? It is about an idea which has already gone into the market, tested the market, got its customers, and it has created a good impact, and now it has started making money. Now, once it reaches a level of making money, then you will require it to grow. And for that, it is called Acceleration Fund, right? So this is called the Startup Nidhi program, where your initial idea is supported, and then up to the point where you will be starting to generate your revenue. Now, this is a grant. This is not a loan. Okay, most of the things that I'm telling you from the previous slide, from here onwards, whatever I'm telling you, they're all grants. Now, this is not returnable money, but you need to give at the end of the day a report at the end of the year saying that where the money has gone, for what it has gone, how you have used the money, and how it has impacted the people. So this is to encourage institutions to make sure that in a group of say 20 students coming together, group of 20 students helping each other, supporting each other, and then you create a business idea which can go and solve the problem around the premise. Then we have various other support, like now you have the IndusInd Bank, Vijaya Bank, Yes Bank, Federal Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank. All these banks which are seen here they are giving term loans, working capital, and they're also giving you guarantees. Like for example, there could be that you have an order of say, let's say 100 units of a machine to be produced, or you are supposed to buy say about 100 kilos of some product, right? Convert that, package it, and then sell it to the end customer. Now you don't have money for that, so you get the purchase order. The order is raised by the customer on you. You take that, go to the bank and say, look, this is our order. I have this and I'm regularly doing this. You show your track record, people who are supporting you, who are your customers, credibility of the customer, and then the bank will give you a guarantee against which whatever raw material, whatever things you want to buy, against that, through that particular bank account, you will be getting the credit support of the bank towards making the payment to your vendors, procuring all the required ingredients or the products or the components, and ensure that you are able to supply it to your customer. Then sustainable finance scheme. Now CDB is one of the entity which is giving support to all this at the student level. Now when we talk about this could be they are very clearly focused on things like renewable energy, solar energy, like your electrical vehicle, or it could be solar lanterns or LED bulbs manufacturing, anything like that which is small, which then even biomass gasifier, small cylinders are there. Earlier autos used to run on small gas cylinders, which is CNG gas machine, that is compressed gas, based out of all the agriculture waste or gobar waste and all this stuff. So these kinds of products, the SIDBI is giving a lot of support, which is about green energy. Okay, and whatever production you do, if it is of high efficiency and lower emission level, then you are able to get the support. Now if you are starting your organization or a business idea on a service, even for that is given. Then you have Coir Udyami Yojana. Now here this is about again credit and subsidy. So this is to support small organizations. Now if you are representing a rural society or a rural space, then if you bring about 20-30 women together and teach them, let's say, mushroom cultivation. Okay, now mushroom cultivation, you will need one mushroom harvesting machine and a space where mushroom can be you can actually ensure that you grow the mushroom or you harvest it there. So those places or that activity can be done by about 20-30 women all coming together in a small place where they are able to create the incubation room, and they are able to produce this, right? And whatever they produce, their money shared with all of them equally. So similarly, we have in BSF, that is Border Security Force campus, which is a little bit away from your facility, about 4 kilometers away. That Border Security Force campus, we are assisting about 100 women have come together. They're making all these masalas, papad and pickle and so many things which are part of the South Indian diet, and they are able to get the financial support for this, right? So similarly, we have here, which is meant for the coir, all the products which are made out of coir. It could be your files, it could be your bag, it could be your various things that you utilize for your college. It could be even coir paper, and coir, even from coir people make even clothes, right? So many things are there. So all that you can support them through this funding. Then Atal Innovation Center, or you can talk about Atal Incubation Centers. Now your campus can also have an Atal Incubation Center with 10 crore fund. Now this fund can be given, you can access this fund not only through the various Atal Incubation Centers in and around Seshadripuram College, but it can be also be brought to Atal, that is the Atal model can be brought to your campus also at this point of time. And what are the things that you cover? Just look at the list of the things that I mentioned here. They are into chemicals, technology, hardware, healthcare, life science, aeronautics, aerospace, defense, agriculture, AI, AR, VR, all these, automotive, telecommunication, networking, now even design. So your campus can also get into having a design clinic there, a design center, and then Internet of Things and food, beverages. So now suppose you say, I am an MBA student or an MCOM student. What is it that I can do? You can bring all these people. You can have all these people with the ideas in this area to work out of your campus, and their problem, how do you evolve as a business, can be handled by you, right? So therefore, for that, you will be able to get the support. Then we have the soft loan. Now, when you are actually into business and you start functioning and you grow, and that's where you need bigger loans and like up to 10 lakhs for equipment, and then 20 up to 25 lakhs and beyond that. So this particular support is given for that. See, it is not necessary that it has to be only a manufacturing thing. Make in India is make in India, and made in India can also be services, right? So then for women entrepreneurs, we have Icha Shakti, which is to start a business. Then Gyan Shakti provide knowledge and ecosystem. Then Karma Shakti provides hands-on support to entrepreneurs to set up scale business scale up the business. Then women at the ideation stage and established startups can register for a scheme. At the same time, a lot of funds are there now. CSR fund is also there. You can actually have a CSR fund blocked into your campus, which can be availed by you. Again, that can also play the role of the same thing. So now this new age incubation is purely a technical thing. For every idea, 3 lakh, up to 3 lakh you can get. And if you are doing a research or an innovation, or you're solving a problem of a particular community as a research student of MBA or MCOM, then what you can do, you can actually enroll on the fellowship. That means you continue the research and you continue to work on it for a period of say 20 months or 24 months, and you get every month a certain stipend of say 15,000 or 20,000, 25,000, like that. You will get a stipend from the agency, from the government, so that you can work on it and ensure that you are able to complete it and become an entrepreneur. Then you have the Idea to POC funding of Government of India. Here up to 50 lakhs you can get. For this you need to avail through TBI. Now TBI, you have Reva University, which is offering a TBI next to your locality. Then we have, if you go to Bangalore South, there are lots of TBIs. In deep north Bangalore, I think some of the institutions have reached the stage of TBI, where you can avail these funds, and this will be helpful. So you can approach a TBI, Technology Business Incubator, which will help you to get access to that fund. Then promotions, innovation in individual startups and MSME. This is called PRISM, and this is again a fund support which if you look at the thrust areas, the last one, you see that there are green technologies, clean energy, industrial utilization, smart material, waste to wealth. Now waste to wealth, this is one of the very interesting thing that I would like to tell. Then you can also look at water, sewage management. So waste to wealth. So Imperial Industrial Association, which you have a MOU, your institution has an MOU, where what we have done is that we have converted the waste from the industry, and this includes the wet waste, the dry waste, and the e-waste. All this we have converted it. We have done market research there, studied the population, and now we have come up with a MRF, that is main recycle facility, which means that we are giving grants and support to this idea. And around this, about 300 to 400 people are there who are rack pickers, and people who are startup owners like you, who are converting the waste into next level product. For example, if you take the extracts of all these laptops and electronic equipments, you will find a lot of gold filings and silver filings in that. So all these gold extracts, you can get up to, from 1 ton of e-waste, you can easily generate about 24 karat gold out of it, which again becomes another product. And then one of my mentee, what she did was she converted all the dry waste, crushed it, made a pulp of it, and then she converted the waste into fantastic furnitures. Now the furnitures were designed so well that it has been accepted even in the 5-star hotels and all, and it is there. People are now starting to export it also. So like this, you need to think of what you can do to make things happen around your area, right? So now here, this is about employment generation. program, PMEGP, right? This is also minimum you should be 18 years old, and you can get up to 10 lakhs support. Then self-employment, it's called Setu. Now here again, you need to take this support from your incubation center, right? This incubation center, 1 lakh, from 1 lakh to up to 10 lakhs, you will be getting the fund, and this will be available at your incubation center in your campus. So apart from that, people who are from the bachelor's degree, bachelor's program, and you are coming from tier 2 or tier 3 cities, so for you this is a special opportunity, where from 1 lakh to up to 10 lakhs you can avail, but you need to work in a group. So this I think this is about biotechnology. I think if you look carefully in your own campus, you have science students, and there is science, pure science sessions there, where you can avail this benefit, and you can talk to them and see if something can be done. Up to 50 lakhs to 70 lakhs funds can be granted to you as a grant. Global Innovation Fund is there. Now this is on global funding of $50,000 to 15 million. Now this is something based on a very good idea, and this is what I was giving you the example of the waste management. The girl who invented it, now she is having her startup operating in the in the state, in the country of Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, and all these funding came from this Global Innovation Fund. So she's just an ordinary girl like you. She got out of the campus, immediately got into this. While in the campus, she was very upset with the waste and how people are throwing garbage all around, and it created a lot of mess for her mother. So she was so upset that she said she will do something about it, and then she created this idea, and she went on working in the right direction with proper guidance and mentorship. Now she's just like you, an ordinary student, but she has become extraordinary with her story because she was able to solve the problem consistently and build on it. So this the Prism I've already mentioned. It's about 5 lakh grant to one, that is you get 5 lakh, and then you have to get to 1 crore. So both the type of funds you get. Then early career research award. Now this is what I was telling you. That from 50 lakhs up to 50 lakhs overhead for the whole year, research can be taken, and this you can avail this as MBA students, and BCom, then BSc, MCom, MTech, all these people can avail this facility. So then we have about 2 lakhs to 200 lakhs to the tune of 25 lakhs at the base level, and then seed fund is given at the 50 lakhs. So this is about DST. DST, I think you have got a lot of people with DST being funded all over your campus. Even your campus, if you look at, you're a group of 25 to 27 institutions, and most of your institutions have got DST funding. So the Yelahanka campus also has availed this DST funding. So you could look at that, how you could work with this. This will be through the campus support, you will get it. So now again from TUKIP, you have 25 lakh funding, and then student project program SPP. Here you have, this is supported by Karnataka Science and Technology Council. Here this project you get anywhere between 40,000 to 2 lakh as the fund. And then the last part I would like to highlight is the defense. Now today this has become a very big challenge. Up to 1.5 crore the defense is giving you to work on any idea. Now if you have that idea which can solve a problem with regards to the defense, and they don't look at what background you are coming from, but what you are bringing to the table in terms of solution is what they look at, and they are encouraging it. So this is called the IDEX opportunity. The IDEX opportunity gives you 1.5 crore, and you can, in fact, for about 10-20 people, if you all come together, you can create, you can actually work on a idea which can solve the problem in your incubation center in the campus, and the government will be willing to partner with you. So this is the contact details, and this is my uh, number in case you want to know more about it, or you want to talk to me, or you want to seek any assistance on starting your own idea and all, and we can give you the input. So you can just write to me. I will respond to you within 2 days. All right. So with this, I would like to stop here. Now I would like to see if you have any questions or anything that you would like to discuss.
Participants, if you have any doubts, you can post that in chat box. And you can post any type of question. Don't think that what others are going to think. Even it may be silly question, but still you just ask it. Don't have doubts in mind.
Okay. Shubha Rao. Shubha Rao is asking where to make applications for funding. Okay. Now, see, first is you need to come with an idea, as I showed in the first slide, which talked about how the application has to be put across, what all you need to cover. Once you have done that, you please approach your incubation facility there, which is being guided. The Institutional Innovation Council is headed by our Professor Bharat. Now, once you go to him, he will be able to understand you and direct you to which fund you will be eligible to apply and where you can get it faster. Now, suppose if that is not good enough for you, or you feel that you want to try something else also, I've given you all the list of the places where the funding is, right? So the application when you make, you need to be constantly watching for when announcement. Every 6 months there's a revolving announcement that is made, and the applications are open for 3 months where you need to apply. So that is for the direct funding from the government institution. But if you go to schemes like Mudra scheme and all that stuff, that you can walk into any bank, of course, with the guidance of your faculty. You can just walk in and step into any bank and put an application there, and where the State Bank of India is the most concrete place where Mudra scheme is being disbursed. So you can go there. You have a State Bank of India branch right next to your campus. You can put the application there, ask them about the Mudra facility they have, which branch is giving. So that branch will be taking your application. They will have their own format, questions and all. They will give you the guidance based on what you have given. And then they will guide you on when and how you will be able to get the fund. So this is how it operates. So for that, what we could do is probably if you all have some serious request, then once you approach your faculty, that is, once you take the guidance of Professor Bharat, then probably one of these days I can come and visit your campus and guide you to take the next step. So I can assist you in getting the funding process done. So does that clear your question? Yeah. So any other question?
Sir, actually, I had one doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, can we have the startups which is started by others who is not student of our college? Can we incubate them?
Yeah, see, when you say you want to incubate them, you need to have the facility there, which is friendly to ensure that they will be able to have their idea placed there, and then you need to create that environment and also the mechanism of an incubation. Definitely, you can invite people out there to come and use your facility, and they can be invited into your campus to uh, use your campus resource to work it out.
Okay, so it is not compulsory that they should be our students only.
No, there is no such thing that they should be your student. There's no such law, no rules or anything like that. It is all about when you set up an incubation, the incubation has to do incubation work.
Okay.
And for getting recognition as a virtual incubator, you need to have 40 incubatees who have passed out taking your support.
Okay.
For seed fund of 5 crores, you need to have a 3-year track record of having done this, and then 5 crore seed fund can be given exclusively for your institution. Or if you think that is a difficulty, then you can partner with an incubator who will be able to move into your campus, set up everything for you, and run the whole thing till your incubation becomes more concrete in the operation of its own. So therefore, once you have a system and all in place, then the incubator can help you to strengthen your incubation by routing all the funding to you.
Okay.
So
Is
there are
anyone
various
having
models
it,
you can try.
sir?
Hello.
Yes, sir. Tell me, sir.
Yeah, there are various models. One is you start on your own and create all the solution, or you invite somebody like a startup, how you're inviting, like that you invite a start incubator also to come and set up the whole thing for you, run it, and then you partner with that. And while that is happening, then you start creating more and more case studies of successful startups having moved from your incubation. So once you say put a target of say 3 years, you created a story, you have created all that. In the meantime, all the legal and all the formality, all that can be done. The 4th year, you can apply for TBI.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, sir. I can listen to you. Is any other doubts by any other participants? You can even put your questions in chats. Okay, sir, definitely. In next month, we are planning to conduct a business model competition for students. Hello.
Yeah.
Business model competition for students, and definitely we are planning to take it further for startup level, sir. Definitely, we will take your support and we will do best, sir.
Sure.
Sir, I thank you on behalf of Seshadripuram Institute of Management Studies for giving wonderful information for our students. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, my pleasure. All the best. And anyone is interested, they can contact you, and if required, we can have say half an hour or 1 hour counseling session in your campus one of these days after the festival, or maybe end of November.
Yes,
And
sir.
at that point of time, if someone has serious ideas, then I can assist in incubating it for them in your campus.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.